Oh, what's going on, YouTubers? My name is Robert Serrano Jr., natural born thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE NXT TAKEOVER Chicago 2 review, the show from June 16th, 2018. It was this past Saturday, live on the WWE Network, with the attendance of 11,000 WWE fans at the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Illinois. This was the promo of the WWE with the brand of NXT, and it was sponsored by um, mobile games, WWE Champions. The official theme song for Takeover Chicago 2 was Uncomfortable by Hailstorm. I think that's what they call, and Painless by Fozzy. Your commentators were Nigel McGuinness, Percy Watson, and unfortunately no Mauro Ranallo. He's going to be absent for NXT for the next 2 weeks on what they said assignment. So filling in for Mauro Ranallo was from 205 Live commentator Vic Joseph. For those of you who never heard Vic Joseph, Vic Joseph, he's not that bad. He's actually pretty decent as a commentator. Now, this whole thing with Mauro Ranallo not being here, you know, it could been worse without Mauro Ranallo there. When it comes to when it comes to the show, NXT Takeover, when it comes to them being in Chicago. Even without Mauro Ranallo there, it still ended up being in my opinion, one of their incredible shows. And guess what? When it comes to WWE NXT Takeover special events, they never disappoint with their shows. When it comes to takeover shows, never disappointed. I can't tell you, I can't sit here and tell you one bad takeover show I've watched. There is any. There isn't any, I meant to say. Because all these NXT shows, even NXT Arrival, when they first did the first NXT event, it was not called Takeover at the time. It was called Takeover. It was called NXT Arrival back in 2014 when they during that year when they launched the WWE Network. So yeah, basically yeah, what I'm saying here is that there's no bad show you could say about NXT Takeover because there was none. They're all been good. They've all been great. They've all been fantastic. They've all been stupendous. They've all been phenomenal. Some are all incredible. Some can be decent too, but there you cannot say one bad thing about the show because there was none. So that being said, let's get right into it, shall we? Now there was a pre-show on for the Takeover show, which you had Charlie Caruso, Sam Roberts, and someone named by Pat McAfee. Now I didn't watch the pre-show, didn't care for the pre-show. All I care about was to watch the actual show itself. Ring announcer was Caleb Braxton for I mean not 205 Live. I meant to say for NXT Takeover Chicago 2. So without wasting any time, folks, let's just jump right into these events. But basically, let's just jump right into this match. These matches that was on the card here. So the first match opened up was the tag team match for the NXT Tag Team Championship. It lasted 16 minutes straight. And you have the NXT Tag Team Champions, Undisputed Era, who loves to shock the system. Just saying. You have Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, your current tag team champions of NXT, and they're being accompanied by the NXT North American champion himself, the leader of the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, baby. As they go up against Orny, excuse me, as they go up against Orny Larkins and Danny Burch. Now, the reaction that Orny Larkins and Danny Burch got as baby faces, they got booed. When it comes to Undisputed Era, when it comes to them being heels, they got cheered. So yeah, it felt like bizarre world here. How WWE always says it every time when it comes to fans booing Roman Reigns, even though he's fucking garbage and fucking trash. Same thing that they do with John Cena, even though he's fucking garbage and he's fucking trash. And you know how it comes to, and also when it comes to cheering for a heel at the time, Bray Wyatt, who's we're not supposed to cheer for him because he's a heel, but WWE will spin it to say, no, normally fans cheer for this guy, they'll boo him, even though fans always been booing and who I mean by him, WWE will spin it by saying, normally these fans will cheer for John Cena, but now they're booing him. No, they've always been booing John Cena. They've always been booing Roman Reigns. And then they also try to spin it too when it comes to normally these fans will boo Bray Wyatt, but now they're cheering for him. Just for his one night and everything. So no, they've always been cheering for Bray Wyatt. So how do I get on that diatribe? Oh yeah, because Undisputed Era who are supposed to be heels are getting cheers. Or Lucas and Dane Burch, are baby faces. Normally they get cheers in Takeover. I mean, when it comes to them being in Orlando, Florida, in Full Sail University, they get cheer. But this is not Florida. This is Chicago. And Orlando and Dan Burch got booed. And even everything they were doing in the match, from the beginning, they got booed. And everything that the Undisputed Era was doing to Orlando and Dan Burch, they got cheered. But as far as the match was going on in this match, it was a damn good match, a damn good opening match for the NXT Tag Team Championship, like I expected would be. I expect these guys to go all out. I expect these guys to hit each other hard, stiff, strong style. I expect these guys to pull out a clinic. I expect these guys to tear the house down, and that's what they did. The opening of NXT Takeover Chicago 2, the opening of this show, when it comes to this match, it didn't disappoint. It sees my expectation, and I'm happy. I'm very happy that this match ended up being a clinic, and also being a classic. Especially when it comes to the bumps, basically all in the insanity, all the bumps and everything. Especially with the involvement of Adam Cole. When it comes to being a distraction, and then when it comes to saving the tag titles for Undisputed Era and all that, without touching the competitors. So yeah, this match I love the match, folks. So Adam Cole at one point was thrown out of at ringside because he's getting involved. And the crowds were chanting bullshit because and Adam Cole was like, I didn't do anything wrong. Which I could kind of agree with Adam Cole with this one, because he didn't touch Danny Burch, he didn't touch Orton Larkin, He only touched Kyle O'Reilly to pull him out of the ring to prevent Undisputed Era to not lose the belts. It's not like he was going he's going on the apron to distract them, or he was trying or go in the ring or make sure that the tag belts doesn't change hands. No, all he did is he saved the match by pulling out Kyle O'Reilly of the occasion. And this had this referee decided to just draw him out and everything. Not saying bad call for referee though. I'm just saying I'm just pleasing Adam Cole's case here that he didn't do anything wrong. So the crowds were trying bullshit because of that. So and the match continues on. It kept going for the next believe for the next 5 to 8 minutes, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And folks, remember I said before, when Orinoco's and Danny Burch came in, they got booed. But then minutes later, as they were going into the match, what ends up being a very good match, all of a sudden now they're all of a sudden getting cheered. Now I'm not saying that that the Undisputed Era got booed. Undisputed Era still got cheers, but the boos to Orinoco's and Danny Burch also changed. And they end up getting cheers now. And then we get all these false finishers and everything. And we get Kyle O'Reilly, who was the fucking man. Well, at one point was trapped on a trapped on crossface by Danny Burch. And you got Orinoco's go for that half crab onto Roderick Strong. And then also and Kyle O'Reilly switches up your angles of it's end up being a submission hold by Danny Burch and massive kick. Orinoco's off of Roger Strong of the half Boston Crab to prevent the tap outs not to change hands. Basically, to prevent Roger Strong to not tap out. Yeah, basically saving Roger Strong in case if he does tap out. So basically, the finish of the match. Kyle O'Reilly and Roger Strong are going at it on the Orinokians. And finally, Orinokians was taken out by by Kyle O'Reilly and Roger Strong with the total elimination. The high-low finish move that's been done before with Bobby Fish, but Bobby Fish is right now on the sidelines. So yeah, Undisputed Era gets a 3 count and a win, and still NXT Tag Team Champions. And after the match, folks, they got cheer. Obviously, Undisputed Era got cheers and everything and all that, and they're celebrating, and they leave. And then Danny Burch and Orinoco in the middle of the ring, getting standing ovations. Standing ovations from the Chicago crowd that were first booing them from the beginning, and then cheering them later on because they end up gaining the respect of these fans. And then after the match, they got even more respect when the Chicago crowds standing up and giving them a clapping ovation because they deserved it. And that's something that Roman Reigns needs to take notes on, because WWE is pushing Roman Reigns being this top babyface, and fans are booing him because he's fucking garbage. Or Lucas and Danny Burch, they came in there, they got booed. They don't normally get booed, but they got booed. But then later on in the match, they ended up making the match looking incredible, and they ended up getting cheered. And then after the match, they got cheered. And again, a standing ovation. That's something that Roman Reigns can never get. But Danny Burch and Earl Dawkins did. Props to those two guys. And that's what is called a babyface doing their job. And how is it that these babyfaces can do their jobs right, and Roman Reigns is having a hard time doing his job as a babyface? Because I'll tell you why. Because he's a failure. Because he's fucking garbage. He's fucking trash. He just fucking sucks. Plain and simple. Hey George, thank you for watching. George, I'm sorry the fans cheering them, but before booing them, I'm sorry that's hypocritical. Yeah, I agree with you with that too. They were obviously they were being exposed as being hypocrites because of that and all that. But then they got into the match as it went by. Of course, they would prefer Undisputed Era because of who's in it more than they'll prefer Orinoco and Danny Burch. But they still give them but you gotta give them this, George. They still give them props after the match was over. So that's yeah, I agree. They are hypocrites for doing that and everything. Me personally, if I was in that crowd, I would never boo them. Because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of those guys. Of their works and everything. I respect what they do. And same thing goes with Undisputed Era. And yeah, I do see where you're coming from there. And some people, I remember when I did a video before. Well, actually, that video is still up though. While I was cheering for Mark Henry and Big Show back in what year was it? 2011. Yeah, it was 2011, and it was at the Survivor Series, Madison Square Garden. I was cheering for both Big Show and Mark Henry because I'm a fan of both those guys. And at the time, Mark Henry was the World Heavyweight Champion. He was doing the whole Hall of Pain. The Big Show, who's a baby face and all that. I was cheering for both guys because I'm a fan of both of them. And then someone in the comments said in there is like, make up your mind who you want to cheer, who you cheering here for, and I told him too. I think I told the dude in the comments like, I'm a fan of both of them. I'm not going to go against both of them. I'm not going to go against one of them. I'm gonna cheer for who I want to cheer. It's my right. It's my opinion of who I want to cheer, and who I don't want to cheer. And I decided to cheer for both of them. And also, when it comes to Roman Reigns and John Cena, I saw those two guys wrestle at a house show during the night after Christmas, and I booed both of them. And no one told me who you trying to cheer for, who you trying to boo for, make up your mind who you want to boo, who you want to boo more and all that. I'm booing both of them because they both suck. Both John Cena and Roman Reigns, they both suck. I'm not cheering for both of them. It's my opinion. It's my right to like and don't like anyone. Now, how do I get that hard try? Oh yeah, the fans being hypocritical. There you go. But yeah, there you go. Hey, A09, what's going on? Did you hear the news that Big Cass has been released from WWE? Yes, I have. I just heard about it too. About a couple hours ago. I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna talk more about. I'm not gonna talk about that right now. I want to talk about the Takeover show though. So yeah, I might talk about that on my next review if I could do it on that review later on after this. So let me move on. Next we get to Ricochet versus the Velveteen Dream. This match lasted 22 minutes and 10 seconds. George didn't know that. Oh yeah, that's right, George. If you didn't know that, is online right now. Big Cass has been released by WWE. But again, I'll talk more about that when I do my Money in the Bank preview. I mean review. I meant to say. I already did the preview. I meant to say the Money in the Bank review after this review. I'll talk more about that afterwards. Basically, let you know how I feel about it. But anyways, let's get to this match. Before I get to the match, though, the Velveteen Dream coming out dressing up like Hulk Hogan, but in a faggot way, and I fucking hated it. If you have seen my live review, I mean my live reaction of it, I hated it. I buried the Velveteen Dream for that. I was saying, fuck you, Velveteen Dream. You ain't no Hulk Hogan. You're not a draw like Hulk Hogan. You're not popular like Hulk Hogan. Fuck out of here. And then he did this whole ripping the shirt of Hulk Hogan and then doing the ear of Hulk Hogan. They're like, no, fuck you, Velveteen Dream. You're not Hulk Hogan. I fucking hate that the Velveteen Dream was dressed like Hulk Hogan. That was fucking bullshit. That reminded me of the New Day wearing the one of those football guards thing that they wear, something like that. And basically when it comes to the rope, basically when it comes to the Road Warriors, Legion of Doom, with the spikes on, right? That's what reminds me of with the New Day when the New Day did that, but in a faggot way with those faggot ass colors. And then you get Ricochet, who came out looking like he could be one of those superheroes from the Avengers. George, fuck Velveteen Dream. He wished he was Hulk Hogan. I thank you very much for that, George. Thank you very much for that. That's a nice live comment there. And yes. Now, as far as the match was, remember the match between the Velveteen Dream and Ricochet. What comes to on the build up and the story here. Anything that Ricochet do, Velveteen Dream can do better. I disagree. And like into this match, it was it was exposed. Obviously, the Velveteen. Basically, while I was watching the match, and I'm pretty sure when you saw my live reaction of it, I wasn't into it that much because remember the story here. Anything that Ricochet can do, the Velveteen Dream can do better. And I couldn't see, I couldn't, I was sitting there and I could tell you right now, the Velveteen Dream couldn't do anything better than what Ricochet did in the ring because he was having a hard time. Let me repeat this: the Velveteen Dream was having a hard time following and picking up, and also keeping up, basically with the Velveteen. I mean, with Ricochet. Ricochet is on on another level beyond, way beyond. And then you got the Velveteen Dream, who's tried to be like Ricochet. He failed. I saw Ricochet do a lot of crazy moves before coming to WWE, and you can't tell me that that the Velveteen Dream can do that too. I'm sorry, the Velveteen Dream. He's a good wrestler. He is a good athlete, but he's no Ricochet. He is not. He can't even do anything better than what Ricochet can do. The only person I know that can do better, that can't keep up with Ricochet in the ring is like it's guys like a John Morrison / Johnny Impact / Johnny Mundo, whichever you want to call him. Guys like Phoenix, guys like Neville / Pac, whichever you want to call him. Will Ospreay. I could also try to think of other guys too. Prime AJ Styles can keep up with him. AJ Styles right now, not so much, but he could try. The point I'm trying to make here is that the Velveteen Dream is a good wrestler, but he's no Ricochet. And after seeing this match, folks, the Velveteen Dream, he botched about what 2 spots in the match, and yeah, the Velveteen Dream, his words meant nothing after that, saying that anything you can do, the Dream can do better. And I'm sorry, Velveteen Dream, you failed. But as far as the match was, though, I still enjoyed the match for what it was, despite the character, the gimmick, that and the way that the Velveteen Dream carried himself. I still enjoyed the match for what it was. And the best part about this match was that Ricochet won the match. That's the one thing I can say about this match. About how anything that's positive about this one is that the Ricochet won, and I expected him to win, and he did. So yeah, I'm happy that that Ricochet came out as the victor. And also need to point one thing before the and it's very important too. Remember I mentioned about Velveteen Dream, being like Hulk Hogan and everything, and then you got Ricochet, who also acts like The Rock too. Because if you've never seen his work in the Indies, he always does this. Finally, Ricochet, or finally King Ricochet, all that has come back and everything. He's basically doing The Rock. So what they did before the match started, they did the moment where Hulk Hogan and The Rock look at each other, and then they look at the crowds, like this. The Velveteen Dream looking like this on this side, Ricochet looking on this side, and then Ricochet looks on this side, and then Velveteen Dream looks on this side. They did the exact same thing that Hulk Hogan and The Rock did back in 2002 when it comes to their WrestleMania build-up and when it comes to their WrestleMania match from WrestleMania 18. And I hated that too, by the way, folks, because again, Velveteen Dream ain't no Hulk Hogan. They basically, in WWE's eyes, Dream is Hulk Hogan, and Ricochet is The Rock. And this Takeover show was their WrestleMania 18. I mean, not wrong with a Takeover show being a WrestleMania event, but still, no. With the Velveteen Dream, hell no. So yeah, the best part, like I said, about the match was that at the end of the match, where Ricochet won with the 630 senton, and got the win. And there you go. And Ricochet left, and Velveteen Dream looked disappointed, and I'm like, good. And what does Velveteen Dream always say? Oh yeah, dream over. 809. It was not class. It was not classic. I expect to be. I expect to be, but it was amazing match. Better than Lashley and Sami Zayn at Money in the Bank. Yeah, we'll get to that when I do that review. But as far as classic though, I think it was classic in a way like how WWE kind of saw it in a way, because keep in mind, like I said, I mentioned the whole thing with Hulk Hogan and the Rock thing. That that's the best way to say it. So whatever. George. Well, one thing he did kind of better than Ricochet was psychology game and tell a story. Yeah, Ricochet he lacks that a little bit because he's always all doing all these spot monkeys and all that. So I kind of agree to that. Rectify. Hey, Rectify, what's going on? Hi, how you doing, man? What's going on? And George said that to your AL9 that anything is better than Lashley versus Zayn. Well, actually, you're right. Yeah, you're actually kind of right. But again, I'll get to more of that when I get to the Money in the Bank review after this. So, but there you go. That was the match. Next, we get to the NXT Women's Championship. That's in 9 minutes and 25 seconds. The NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler versus Nikki Cross. And as far as the match was, the match itself, it was one of the weak points of the match, but I still thought it was pretty good for what it was. Rectify. Even that shit that happened at WrestleMania 34 with Nicholas. Oh yeah, I don't want to be reminded of that again. Uh, I don't ever want to hear about that ever again. Picking a kid in the crowd to be his tag team partner and doesn't do anything, and then they win the tag belts. Garbage. Fuck. You know. But as far as the match was, back and forth action, I could say to say the least, between uh Nikki Cross and Shayna Baszler. And also, Nikki Cross was acting all crazy. She's smiling and laughing, and said she kept telling Shayna Baszler to do it to her, put her in the chokehold, and all that. Basically, Nikki Cross, she likes it rough, and I'm pretty sure behind the scenes she also like you know behind the scenes, when the camera's not on, she really does like it. She really does like it rough. I could tell by her presence, she's a freak. You know, Rectify. Well, what are we trying to say here? G Gatti. Is that when you're a type of language because you're Asian? If it is, could you please translate for me? I'm just saying. But anyways, Rectify. No. Oh, I say okay. All right. So wait. What are you trying to say then? That that word you're trying to spell there. Um. But anyways, yeah. So at one point, yeah, Nikki Cross. Oh, hold on a second. Rectify. What'd you say here? It's the thing. Quagmire says. Oh, okay. Giggly, giggly, goo. Giggly. Okay, okay. Oh man, I haven't watched Family Guy for a long time, folks. For a long time. Maybe because the things they do right now is one of the reasons why I don't watch it anymore. I don't mind watching the old schools of Family Guy, the original Family Guy's episodes, but the Family Guy right now, not so much. What the hell? What just happened? George, I remember somebody telling me that the only thing why Nikki Cross is still in NXT is because the women's division is not that great. Oh, you mean when it comes to NXT. Well, they're starting to build it back up again right now since there's no more Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bailey, Asuka, Ember Moon, um, and a few others that down out there on there no more. They're building it back up now. When it comes to like a Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai, Bianca Belair, Lacey Evans, Kairi Sane. Um, they're trying to do something with Aaliyah, but it's not working very well. Vanessa Bourne, she's getting heel heat. So I guess they're doing a good job with that one with Vanessa Bourne. Other than that, who else can you say on NXT? Well, because of the women's division that it could get back to being great again, you know. But anyways, back to the match. So, basically, Shane Baszler and Nikki Cross are going at it back and forth and all that. Nikki Cross, one point got a slam on the steel ramp there by Shane Baszler by falling back, because Nikki Cross was putting her way of doing the guarantee choke, which looked terrible by the way. And then when they're outside, then Baszler goes falling back on Nikki Cross onto the steel ramp, nasty spot. Like holy shit, that was incredible. The match continues on. They're going back and forth and all that. And then the end, Nikki Cross was trying to go for I'm trying to remember what she's trying to go for. I think she's trying to go for a finish move or whatever. And then Shane Baszler counters for Hikaru clutch out of nowhere and gets it on. And Nikki Cross is trying to get out of it. And then Nikki Cross starts smiling. She starts laughing, starts smiling. And then all of a sudden she starts passing out. And then at this point, referee's like calling for the bell. And that was it. Shayna Baszler wins. And still your NXT Women's Champion due to technical submission. So yeah, after the match, Shane Baszler leaves, with the belt. Nikki Cross is recovering, waking up, and she's laughing, smiling, and everything. Like, yeah, she likes it rough. So basically, and also when it comes to this, the crowds hated it. They hated the fact that Nikki Cross lost because the fans love Nikki Cross. They find her very popular. They find her very interesting. Um, and they're into Nikki Cross because she's crazy. She's something that Dean Ambrose is not on the main roster, and that's a lunatic. Nikki Cross is doing a good job as being a lunatic. Then Dean Ambrose is being a lunatic in the main roster. You know, and with Nikki Cross losing, this puts more heel heat to Shayna Baszler. I mean Shayna Baszler has already got heel heat before, because she's right now being she is a great heel as a women's wrestler in NXT. But after being Nikki Cross, oof, yeah, she's doing her job, and she doesn't care if you boo her or not because you're not supposed to cheer for her anyways because she's a heel. So she's doing her job, and props to Shayna Baszler, and still NXT Women's Champion, which I'm happy for. So George, Family Guy fell off along the Simpsons, which they went down a long time ago, and South Park. I could say South Park the same thing too, but I still watch South Park to a degree. As the Simpsons, on the other hand, to me the Simpsons are not that offensive. To me, the Simpsons are still one of those old school type of cartoon shows that I would still enjoy watching. I mean, they'll do some edgy sets, they'll do some edgy stuff here and there, but not to the level that Family Guy does and South Park does. Just saying. But I get what you mean though. I get what you mean, George. George, you said even though I don't watch NXT, but are they making Dakota Kai into Bailey? Not really. Well, when it came to the Shane Baszler bullying her, a little bit. They did that a little bit. But when it comes to Dakota Kai being Bailey, when it comes to hugging people and putting smiles on people's faces and all that, no. Uh, Dakota Kai is it just is look, she does have that similarity like Bailey, but to me she's better than Bailey as a wrestler, as a character, and when it comes to having potential. In my opinion, Bailey is fugly. Okay. Uh, I think she's all right. Bailey. Uh, Rectify. She'll probably debut with Sandy. I think so. Yeah, I think you're right. She might go with Sandy. Rectify. Dean should join Sanity. Hey, that'll be great. I think I agree. I think the Amber should be part of that faction because for some reason of what I heard too, by the way, Vince McMahon doesn't like them. Other than Killian Dane. Killian Dane is the only guy that Vince McMahon likes because uh ever since Vince McMahon saw Killian Dane, this big monster guy, when it came to being part of WrestleMania's Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal back in what 2016, I believe that was the year, or 20, I think it was 20, I think it was 2016. This man liked him, and then I guarantee he told Triple H to give his push this guy heavily on NXT, and until he it's time for him to come to the main roster. So basically, Sandy, basically, if this man wants wants to do something with Killian Dane, then get Killian Dane out of Sandy and put Dean Ambrose in there and do something with that one. And that's nothing. Vince McMahon, fuck Vince McMahon, by the way. He's out fucking touch. And plus, just it's always a reason. There's always got to be a reason that Vince McMahon doesn't like these guys. There's always got to be a fucking reason why he doesn't like these guys. When it comes to coming to the main roster, yeah, it just go, yeah, I don't like him. Why? You don't even know what they can do yet, and already you don't like them, and then you don't do anything with them. But anyways, and Jordan said about the Ambrose does not fit in Sandy. I kind of disagree because Dean Ambrose outside of WWE, when it comes to him being John Moxley, he can be that type of guy. The problem is he's working for WWE, and WWE are cookie cutter type of books will kill Dean Ambrose kill his character of him being that lunatic. Same thing with Sami Callihan. Sami Callihan could have been that guy too. But WWE fucked that up when he was in NXT as Solomon Crow. Rectify. Hashtag big sweaty men. Oh fuck. You mean Sandy? You mean Killian Dane? Yeah. George, fuck Vince for not liking Sandy. I agree. Now, before I move on to what happened next, the next match, we get EC3 in the front row because he's there to watch the show. Okay, even though he's already part of NXT, he's right back in WWE, but okay. But we see a guy named Keith Lee. Now, when I did the live reaction, folks, yeah, asking me about my thoughts about I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was A09, or I think it was Rustify, that asked me what's my thoughts about Keith Lee. And to be honest with you, this I never heard of him. And after watching Keith Lee on yeah, I had to look back at it because I skipped that part, by the way. I didn't see those parts, by the way. But after I heard about it, and let me look back at it, and okay, and like okay. So now I'll give you my thoughts on this. I never heard of Keith Lee, and I never even seen Keith Lee wrestle before. But I saw clips of him after doing some research. And he's a big guy. He's African American. He's a big dude. He's got some body fat and all that. Kind of but he's also a little muscular too. But he's a big dude, and he could be athletic too. He did I saw on YouTube. He did a cross-screw body splash, body press, I meant to say, on two guys outside of the ring, and this was time when he was in Ring of Honor. So yeah, This guy Keith Lee, like I said, I don't know him before. I never seen him before. Never seen him work a wrestling match. Um, and he's part of NXT. Basically, he's basically signed with WWE, and he's gonna be making a mark on him in the wrestling world. Um, Again, don't know who he is. Don't never don't know much about him. But I will get to that point when when I see him more on NXT. George, nah, Dean Ambrose character right now wouldn't fit in with Sandy. I agree right now. I do agree with that. Dean Ambrose right now, when it comes to his character, his character has been damaged good, and it was not even his fault. I don't blame Dean Ambrose at all. Prodigy TM. What has Vince McMahon done now? I wish I knew. George, Keith Lee used to team up with Shane Taylor in Ring of Honor. Yeah, I saw a picture of that too, by the way. With Keith Lee and Shane Taylor. Like, okay, so Shane Taylor, Shane Taylor, I know. 'Cause I watch Ring of I watch Ring of Honor. You know, yeah, because I pay attention to Ring of Honor a lot more now. Um, but yeah, but never heard of Keith Lee. Never knew that Keith Lee even exists. To be honest, again, to be honest with you, never had um seen them before. So, but anyways, moving on. Now let's get to the co-main event, NXT Championship. It lasted 14 minutes and 7 seconds. The NXT champion Aleister Black versus Lars Sullivan. This folks was also a sleeper type of match too. Basically on the second weakest match on the card. But after this match was going through, with with Lars Sullivan and Aleister Black, I was enjoying it. I was enjoying the match. And then this happened. So Aleister Black was going for his spinning hook kick, right? Which he calls the Black Mass. He misses. And then Lars Sullivan act like he got hit with it, and he sold it like he got hit with the kick. George, trust me, if you see Keith Lee in action, you will be impressed. Well, so far, based on the clip I saw on YouTube, I'm already impressed. If a guy like him could do athletic moves out of the ring onto his opponents, I'm already impressed. So I can't wait. I want to see more of this guy Keith Lee. So yeah, back to the match. So yeah, like I said, Lars Sullivan, he pulled a Jinder Mahal botch moment here. If you remember, Jeff Hardy going for the Whisper in the Wind back in the Greatest Royal Rumble at Saudi Arabia, where Jeff Hardy went for the Whisper in the Wind and missed Jinder Mahal because Jinder Mahal was delayed. And what does Jinder Mahal do? Does he improvise? Does he try? They try to go for a knee drop. He try to go for an elbow drop. They try to go for a pinfall on Jeff Hardy after missing the Whisper win. No, he sold it by falling down, acting like he got hit with the Whisper in the Wind. Same thing with Lars Sullivan here. Lars Sullivan, with Aleister Black going for the Black Mass, Aleister Black misses, and Lars Sullivan sold it like acting like he got kicked with the Black Mass, and he falls down like I got hit with it. And if you ask some of my live reaction folks, I'm like, fuck, man, why the fuck did you do that, Lars Sullivan? Come on, you know better than this. And I like Lars Sullivan. Lars Sullivan reminds me of an old school wrestler back in the 60s, the 70s, when it comes to big guys. Basically have the same build like Bruno Sammartino back in the day. He reminds me of those old school wrestlers, but into the new school type of deal. And Lars Sullivan, I like him. He's not that great in the ring. I think he's decent. I think he's got potential as a big man. But I'm like, fuck, man. Why the fuck did you do that, Lars Sullivan? Why did you sell the kick that you didn't get hit with? I fucking put that triggered me right there. That fucking annoyed me to like no end. You don't do that shit. You don't do that. I don't give a fuck if you're supposed to get kicked with the black mask. That's the thing. That's the thing. You didn't get hit with it. So why did you sell it? That's the one thing you do not want to do in professional wrestling. If you don't get hit with a move, don't sell it. Do something different. Improvise. Try to save face here. And props to Nigel McGuinness to at least try to save face here about try to come up with an excuse of why uh that happened. But at the same time, there's no saving it too. You could clearly see, clear the day, that missed Lars Sullivan, and then the fans the crowd's chanting, "You fucked up." Great. Rectify. I don't really blame him. It was pretty awkward. Yeah, I'm not gonna Lars Sullivan is not fully to blame of this. I also gotta blame Aleister Black too, because Aleister Black was supposed to connect that kick and he didn't. So in a way, uh the fault is on both parties. Rectify. Cena tripped Jinder. Hmm? I don't mean rectify. Big Cass got fired. Yeah, I know. I'll talk more about that when I do the review of Money in the Bank when it comes to Big Cass. To basically to give you my thoughts about that one. I'll say that for the next review after this one. But yeah, back to this match. So yeah, that match took away a little bit for me. That botch. That I still hated it. I still hated the fact that he sold it. Like he got hit with it. But because it's Lars Sullivan, because he's new to the game, I'm gonna let that slide. I'll let it pass. But Lars Sullivan, if he ever does that again, it's gonna be a big problem. Versify. He tripped Ginger at uh Great Royal Rumble. You couldn't see him. Okay, I get it. I get it now. Anyways, good one there. Good one. Yeah, actually, Johnson's right here too. By the way, he's sleeping. He's sleeping on my bed. You just can't see him. So, um, I'm just kidding. Fuck John Cena. What I want to have him near this place anyways. So anyways, also Black goes for two more black masks. At one point they look like they're teasing a Lost Servant to win here, but Lost Servant only got false finish. But then in the end, Aleister Black gets the win. So basically, this is Lost Servant's first defeat, and it was against Aleister Black. So yeah, Aleister Black remains undefeated in singles matches, and not only that, still your NXT champion. 14 minutes and 7 seconds. I wish that Lost Servant didn't show the missed mask black mask that Aleister Black failed to connect with too. Fuck, man. Fuck. All right. Main event time. And I wish Mark was not on assignment for this match. The Chicago Street Fight. It lasted 35 minutes and 29 seconds. This was way too fucking long. And guess what? I enjoyed it from start to finish, from top to bottom. It was phenomenal. Phenomenal feud, phenomenal build, phenomenal match. and phenomenal booking of the feud between Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano. Basically, in Chicago, where it all started. Rectify. Will Black do great on the main roster? Only time will tell. Be surprised if he gets fucked up on the main roster, like a Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Roode, Asuka. I don't want to talk about that. So moving on. Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, AOP, The Revival. Moving on. George, fuck boy Buckethead Cena, and Ninos Mahal. I agree. WWE's fucking garbage. And I don't mean NXT. I mean the main roster. Anyways, let's get to this. Let's get back on track here. Johnny Gargano was walking backstage, getting head to the crowd, into the to the into the gets to getting the head to the ring. Rectify. Mostly Raw sucks. Yeah, Raw does sucks. And then Cancer Ray shows up and hands him a crutch, a crutch, and then tells Gargano to kick Ciampa's ass. And by the way, Johnny Gargano was wearing the vest and the pants, looking like he's Captain America. Yeah, so basically he's basically rocking Captain America gear, except he didn't have the mask on. Basically, he's dressed in street clothes basically. And also he's got knee pads on, shin pads on, but still in street clothes. Wearing his Johnny Gargano t-shirt. I expected this because it's a Chicago street fight. It's not about a wrestling match. It's about a fight, a street fight where you guys fight in street clothes. And then Tommaso Ciampa comes out, and immediately fans knew he's coming out, and he's getting booed. He's getting booed badly. That's what a heel is all about. That's what Tommaso Ciampa being a heel it should be getting when it comes to getting a reaction, and that's getting shitted on. George, I wouldn't be surprised if Aleister Black does get screwed over in the main roster with this garbage creative team. Yep, I agree. So Tommaso Ciampa come out, right? And I'm trying to remember the shirt that he was wearing. Hold on, let me pull it up. Maybe it says it here. Now I'm trying to see what kind of shirt it was with Tommaso Ciampa that he was wearing. But it was a cool shirt though. Based on how I saw it. But yeah, I thought the shirt, Tommaso Ciampa was pretty cool. I believe it was supposed to be mean something. So it's supposed to represent something. I don't know. But yeah, Tommaso Ciampa comes out. I know that, and then immediately we get the street fight going on between Ciampa and Gargano. And also, Tommaso Ciampa, also in street clothes too, by the way. You know how the camouflage pants he always wear. That's what he was wearing, and also he's wearing a knee brace because of his knee injury that he suffered a year ago. Oh wait, rectify. Gargano and Ciampa look like Dragon Ball characters. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the If, I thought you were talking about the shirt that Ciampa was wearing. Okay, but yeah. I agree though. They look like they're Dragon Ball Z character, Dragon Ball characters. They getting ready to have a battle. That's what it reminds me of too. Yeah, I agree. I agree that it does. It does look like that, which is good. It is very good that that you're yeah making similarity. So yeah, so as far as as the match, oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Ciampa also got a crutch that with camouflage, uh, custom made. Excuse me. So here we go. George. The thing is, where this Gargano versus Ciampa goes from here. I'll get to that at after the match. So here we go. I'm gonna go through this match right now. Here we go. Because this match, of course, was unfucking believable. Holy shit, man. So here we go. Gargano and Ciampa fought in the area stands. Gargano performs the crossbody off of a stand onto Tommaso Ciampa in the crowd. That was in the crowd. Ciampa threw Gargano, who was strapped in a chair, into the ring steps, and then throws a trash can at Gargano while his head was near the the steps and all that. Like holy shit, Ciampa man, he's a fucking savage. Rectify. I like this more than Okada versus Omega. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I agree. I do agree with that. I mean, Okada and Omega always put us in great matches, but it's nowhere near the feud that Gargano and Ciampa are doing right now. So yeah, I do agree with you there, Rectify. I think that's what you mean too, by the way. So yeah, um, what was I? Oh yeah, so yeah, back to this. So Ciampa throws Gargano. I mentioned that already. Gargano struck Gargano. Gargano meant to say struck Ciampa meant to say, excuse me, with his belt because at that point during the point of the match, Ciampa took off his shirt and was choking Gargano with his shirt, and then that's when Gargano took off his belt and starts whipping him like bam bam whipping him from the back and all that, and basically keep whipping him wham wham, you know he basically whipping like a government mule. Um, Gargano goes for a super kick into the trash into Ciampa who's put in the trash can by Gargano. Uh, Ciampa goes for his Project Ciampa, which is it's a power bomb, lung blower with using the knees, and then goes for the rain knee strike onto Gargano for a near fall. Ciampa performs another rain knee strike using the trash can lid, and then goes for the air red crash on the steel steps on Gargano. Orange goes to near fall. Ciampa then goes for the toolbox, using some tools to remove well actually he was going to use a toolbox, but then also he gets a bolt cutter instead, and removes the ropes that was that was attached to the to the ring, that ring, the hold that holds the ring covers and all that, so he could expose it. Took the ring cover off, took the ring the padding out of the way, and exposing the wooden boards that's used to when it comes to a wrestling ring. I mean plywoods, wooden plywoods. So basically, Ciampa was going to do that. Something something dramatic, something impactful to Gargano on the exposed ring. Basically, when it comes to this, it reminds me of Bully Ray and TNA doing this to Sting and AJ Styles. Anyways, so Ciampa was trying to go for that, but then Gargano targets the leg of Ciampa, striking the leg with a steel chair and everything. Gargano's and then Gargano collide with a trash can, which was wedged in the turnbuckle, by the way, which was done by Ciampa earlier in the match. So yeah, Gargano was colliding into the trash can. It was a nasty spot there by Ciampa. When Ciampa did that to Gargano. Excuse me. Oh, never mind. I can't do it from there. Never mind. George. I could tell Eddie Edwards versus Sami Callihan feud is way more violent. Oh yeah, it is. It is indeed. It's more violent than what Ciampa and Gargano are doing, because at least with Eddie Edwards and Sami Callihan, they're allowed to have blood. WWE on the other hand, if they try to get blood, we gotta put the gloves on, we gotta get the towel, we gotta wipe it off, and take it off. No, we can't have that. That's the one to take away when it comes to that too. Rectify. This match needed more blood. Exactly, it needed blood. But the problem is, it's WWE. WWE doesn't want blood anymore. Even during the 90s, WWE didn't want no blood. At the time, it was called WF. I don't understand why. It's fucking wrestling. It's a combat sport. There's gonna be blood either no matter what. And that's nothing. You need blood to showcase that this is a dangerous sport, that you have to leave it to the professionals. You know, rectify. I get it. Health of the wrestlers, but still, I know. Yeah. Anyways, so after that, when Gargano was ram into the trash can that was wedged on the corner, Ciampa goes for Gargano's submission move. His finish. The Gargan no escape, but Gargano can escape. But he escapes from it because he knows how to escape his own submission move. Just saying. Ciampa then strikes Gargano with the crutch for near fall. Basically in the back, doing in the back, like bam. Ciampa, he basically taunts Gargano on the stage, because he's gonna basically shades what happened last year's Takeover Chicago, where he's grabbing Gargano, walk him up to the stage, and then doing the whole rehashing the same steps and all that, the same position and all that, like he did last year, and then ramps into the LED board of the stage and everything. Shades basically same thing happened last year. That's what I'm basically saying. If you've seen last year too, because again, it started last year in Chicago with the whole turn happened, with Ciampa turning on Gargano, and then a year later, they're doing it again in Chicago, where it all started, where it all began, and Ciampa is reminding Gargano about that. George, the only time WWE they let blood was the Attitude Era, and the Ruthless Aggression Era too. After the Ruthless Aggression Era ended, because because the whole thing with Chris Benoit, and then with I think with the whole thing with saying about concussions and whatever. WWE decided to no longer do shots because of steel chairs or whatever weapons, and then no more blood. George, and sometimes in the Ruthless Aggression Era, WWE let blood allowed. Yeah, remember Eddie Guerrero? He was gushing out blood during his feud against John Bradshaw Layfield back in 2004. That was sick. Hell, even John Cena had his shares of bleeding too. And John Cena in the interview said that that you know ever since they moved into the PG era in WWE, that John Cena said that wrestling in WWE needs blood, and he's right. John Cena is right about that. You need blood for sympathy. When it comes to pushing baby faces and all that, right? And then also when it comes to having a heel who's getting popular and all that, and then and your plans to turn face, you gotta have the heel get sympathy by having getting beaten up and bloodied up and everything, and for the fans to feel bad for him and all that, and then and yeah, I do agree with John Cena with that with that interview that he did. I don't remember what interview it was, but he talked about how blood is we need blood in WWE. But not even John Cena's politics. It's not going to convince a man to say, "Oh no, we're not going to have blood. We're not going to have blood anymore." The only time there will be blood if you're a Brock Lesnar or Undertaker. Anyways, moving on. So like I said, after the we are rehashing the whole thing what happened last year with Ciampa and Gargano. Ciampa did it again to Gargano. Um, Ciampa are does something heinous here. So they got on these cases where there's two tables set up there, and then he removes Johnny Gargano's wedding ring off of his finger, looks at it, spits at it, and throws it away. Like what the fuck? You do not do that. You do not do that to another man's wedding ring. What the fuck? Holy, that was despicable, and I loved it. I fucking loved it. Versus Five, you mentioned this before, in the live reaction. You didn't want to tell me about that part, but I think it was you, or I think it was 809. I'm trying to remember who it was, but yeah, you're right though. Uh, when Trump did that, uh, and you said I was gonna love it, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. I did love it. I did love it, man, because that's a you never want to do. But because Trump is a heel, holy shit, that was needed. That was indeed needed, based on what happened afterwards. So after he did that, Gargano gets him in the back driver, and because Ciampa was going to do that to Gargano, like he did to Ciampa, like Ciampa did had been doing it to Gargano for months and everything, right? Even in this match too, which he did on the steel steps, and then Gargano was going to get it again, but then Gargano counters Ciampa to get him on the back driver off the cases through two tables. Rectify. Imagine if when Bray dumped that bucket of Finn. I mean, yeah, that bucket on Finn. It was it was it was instead blood coming from Finn. And yeah, I remember that too, by the way. And by the looks of it, it didn't look like it didn't look like it was a color that I'm trying what I'm trying to say here is that it didn't look like it was blood based on the color. But when they were when the commentators were saying something about it was an acidic liquid. I think that was the word I think it was Michael Cole who said that. Michael Cole probably said it was an acidic liquid. I said to myself, just say it's blood. Like what? Why are they afraid to say these? And why they gotta use these terminology words? Why you gotta use these type of words to explain to us what is that? We know it. Obviously we're supposed to know. We know that's supposed to be that's supposed to be blood, not real blood, but we're supposed to believe that's blood. And then they go say that it's some kind of an arsenic liquid. Like what? What the fuck? Who fucking says that? George. Also, Linda McMahon running from the office. Oh yeah, that one too. I remember that one. Remember the whole. Well, maybe read the rest of this. Yeah, Linda McMahon running off the office was also a part of making the PG era. Yeah, exactly. Remember the whole thing what WWE was saying. I think that was 2011 if I'm not mistaken. It was either 2011 or 2010. 1 2 years that happened. No, actually 2010. It was back in 2010. Remember the whole thing with WWE doing this whole campaign for to tell the fans that supports WWE and everything. Remember the whole thing with stand up for WWE. Remember that campaign? Stand up for WWE for all the negative things that people are saying about the WWE. Fuck you, WWE. These people that are talking about negative things about you, they're right. So no, I will not stand up for WWE because they're not wrong. The people that were hating WWE and criticizing WWE about all the stupid shit that they've been doing for on TV. I'll stand up for them. I will not stand up for WWE for the stupid shit they've been doing on TV. And WWE want someone to stand up for WWE. They should stand up for themselves. And speaking of which, um, remember that story that angle that this man did with Freddie Prinze Jr. where he's in the hospital. He was in a coma because the Nexus beat him up very badly. And then this man was was uh having Freddie Prinze Jr. telling him what happened, what's going on with WWE, about everything that's going on with WWE. And then and this is what pissed me off at the time too. He says this is his words. He says, next thing you're gonna tell me Daniel Bryan is the United States champion. Like what? Like what the fuck is that? What the fuck? What's that got to do with anything? What? Because Daniel Bryan's a small guy, and because this man doesn't like Daniel Bryan, that's why he said that. Next thing you're gonna tell me Daniel Bryan is the United States champion. Who the fuck says that? And so what? Daniel Bryan was the United States champion. So what? He's a fucking wrestler. Fuck you, Vince. And then and speaking of that angle too, by the way, this man was acting like he was gonna shit his pants. I mean, not his pants. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember he was about to shit himself, and he had some a paper on to cover his ass of Linda McMahon's opponent at the time that she was going up against because of running for government or something like that. I don't remember what she was running for. Um, you know, and like that's so basically this is what WWE want. This is WWE's way for the to ask the WWE fans at the time to stand for WWE. So yeah, this man is acting like he's gonna shit he's gonna shit and everything because he had diarrhea or something like that. While he's doing trying to do a whole campaign of to ask fans to vote for his wife Linda McMahon to win the election. And on top of it, he's mocking the election. Vince McMahon himself mocking the election, the same election that his wife was running for. So they and WWE is basically wanting you to so stand up for WWE. Go walk to everyone's front door. Yeah, so walk around people's doors, knocking on the door, and hey, do you want to stand up for WWE against I'm just saying, that's what was this man's message that he doing when he did that shitty angle, which it was shit. Since you want to act like he wants on the shit out of his ass, that angle was shit. And then the whole thing was, and by the way, that on and what made it worse, it was a dream from Stephanie McMahon, and then Stephanie was like, talking to Triple H, who's supposed to be yeah, on the shelf too, by the way, but he wasn't shown on TV, but you heard him. He's like, yeah, your dad's at the hospital. I'm pretty sure he's brain dead. I thought that was funny. When Triple H said that, I thought that was funny. Anyways, how did I get from that? How did I get on that diatribe? Oh yeah, because Linda McMahon, yeah, from your comment, George, about running for office, because that's what led to WWE going PG, to have no more blood, no more headshots and all that. So, because of weapons, still chest and all that. So, he said, but of course, the Chris Benoit situation and the concussion situation, yeah, that too. George, you said that I'm not surprised John Cena said those things. Coming from him. Funny thing is, the PG era was created for fuckboy Buckethead Cena, aka as Bruce Blitz calls him, fuckboy Buckethead. Yes, exactly. George, you also said here, you're right. They should say blood. They should say blood. Stop being pussy WWE. Exactly. You also said here, I remember that bullshit stand up for WWE campaign. Yeah, WWE could eat a dick. Yes, it could. Yes, it can. George, you also said that show you the bites that Vince has for Daniel Bryan, bitch ass old man. Oh, okay, yeah, exactly. But yeah, there you go. But no, enough of that. Move on now. Back to the match. So after Gargano reversed Ciampa's reverse when he could go for the back driver onto two tables. We get securities coming out. I mean we get doctors coming out in suits and everything. So at first I thought there were securities in suits, but they're actually doctors in suits. Because someone pointed out for me after I finished the live reaction. And Gargano is sitting on the cases, looking down on Ciampa, like how Ciampa has been doing with Gargano for months. And then Gargano, basically they got the neck brace on Ciampa. They got him on the gurney. They got him on the stretcher. They gave him to take him away. And then Gargano realized his wedding ring is missing. He's like it's missing. He didn't say it was missing, but he realized it's gone. And Gargano looks pissed off, and he goes right after Ciampa, and then he tosses one of the doctors into the referee, so the referee gets taken out, and then Gargano takes out the rest of the doctors, and then takes Ciampa with him, hits him, and then brings him near the ring, because the match is still going on. It's a Chicago street fight, and the match has to end in the ring. He brings him in the ring, and he gets the handcuffs. He handcuffs Ciampa. And by the way, I forgot to mention too. By the way, Ciampa tried to use the handcuffs on Gargano before, but then failed because Gargano fought back. So Ciampa gets handcuffed instead, and you got Gargano. Let me see, where was it? You got Gargano going for the Gargano no escape on Ciampa, and Ciampa is tapping out, but there's no referee because remember, Gargano grabbed one of the doctors and rams him into the referee. So that's why the referee is out for the match. So basically, Gargano won. He won the match, but the referee wasn't there to call for it. And then we get more officials to break it up, to leave Ciampa alone. And Gargano starts attacking all of them again. And then he starts putting the handcuffs on Gargano. I mean, Gargano then put the handcuffs on Ciampa, I meant to say. My apologies. And then he goes for about dozen super kicks to Ciampa, and Ciampa, there's no way for Ciampa to protect himself because he's handcuffs. He's handcuffs. He's both hands tied behind his back. I mean, both hands handcuffed behind his back. And Ciampa, I mean, yeah, and Ciampa's getting super kicks by Gargano. It was a super kick. Basically, it was a super kick. Excuse me. It was a super kick party. And then Gargano goes for the Gargano no escape again on Ciampa, and Ciampa once again tapping out, but again no referee. And then this led to officials come out on the breakout again, and one of those officials in suits was Steve Corino. Yes, folks, Steve Corino was shown on TV, was shown on NXT TV after all this time. He's been signed with WWE to be part of NXT as a coach. They finally show him on TV as one of those officials in suits. Rectify. Dave Meltzer gave this match 90. Wait. Oh. All right. So that's 90,000 stars. Really? Wow. Well, hey, if that's what his stars was, I agree. I agree with him then. But I'm not gonna go that far. Say that's so many stars. But yeah, but Gargano, he's beating up on the officials, and he beat up Steve. He lays the punches on those officials, including Steve Corino. And then Gargano's trying to go after Ciampa here, right? But from the side of the ring, where the exposed board are there, and Gargano grabs Ciampa. George, you said versify. I was joking. Oh, you were joking. Okay. And yeah, welcome to Dave Meltzer too. By the way, Dave Meltzer. To me, welcome to Dave Meltzer. Whatever. George. I know. Rectify. I just hate Meltzer. Oh, you mean about the? I was joking. Oh, okay. But actually, Rectify was talking to me about. He was joking about the whole 90,000 stars. Rectify. I think you're the one probably thinking it's on 90,000 stars. But anyways, Ciampa, he grabs Gargano because Gargano's trying to get to Ciampa because Gargano couldn't get in the ring. Ciampa gets him to give him the elevated DT on the exposed wooden board that was exposed by Ciampa earlier in the match, and Gargano was saying the fact that he's stunned, he's he's frozen, paralyzed, he couldn't move anymore, and then the referee shows up, and the referee counts the 3 count. So yeah, Tommaso Ciampa wins, and then the crowds were stunned when they saw this match ended with Ciampa winning over Gargano. Awesome. After the match, Cancer Ray comes out to attend Gargano, and then Ciampa leaves. But before Ciampa leaves, he waves goodbye like he's been doing for months. He like, and then the show ends. Whoa, shit, man! What a phenomenal main event it was. Ciampa and Gargano, the best feud going on in WWE today. I'm not gonna say professional wrestling overall. I'm just saying, Ciampa and Gargano in WWE right now, the best feud going on right now, and it's only happening on NXT. Rectify. If I was able to go to that limit, then I would. That'd be cool. Specify. No heel in WWE can top Tommaso. Nope. I agree. No one can't. After what Ciampa did, in the match, when it comes to taking out the wedding ring and spinning on it and then throwing it away, I never see a heel do that before. Wow. And this match was incredible, unbelievable. It it's no surprising it was going to be it was going to be a great match. These guys went all out. These guys went all out. Like they did before. They went all out back in WrestleMania weekend for their Takeover New Orleans show, and they went all out in this one in Money in Bank a weekend and the Takeover Chicago show too. So what being said, folks, let me get to the star ratings. I'll give my overall showing half about the show too. Undisputed Era defeats Orton Elkins and Dane Burch in 16 minutes to retain the NXT championship. I mean the NXT Tag Team Championship. I'm gonna give it a 4-star. Ricochet defeats the Velveteen Dream in 22 minutes and 10 seconds. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Shannon Baszler defeats Nikki Cross to retain her NXT Women's Championship in 9 minutes and 25 seconds. I'm gonna go 3 stars. Aleister Black defeats Lars Sullivan to retain his NXT Championship in 14 minutes and 7 seconds. I'm also gonna give it a 3. It could have been a 3.5, but because of the botches, because of the Black Mask kick, I can't. But I still enjoy the match for a little bit though. And finally, Tommaso Ciampa versus John Gargano, 5 stars. And my overall scoring for the show, 9 out of 10. NXT TakeOver Chicago 2, 9 out of 10. Incredible show. And based on me watching Money in the Bank last night too, on demand for the WWE Network, it didn't even come close. Money in the Bank pay-per-view from that weekend didn't come close to what TakeOver Chicago did. Fact. Rectify. He was probably wearing a fake wing. Yeah, obviously he was. Yeah, obviously. What? Because there's no way in hell it's gonna be a real. It was gonna be Gargano's real wedding ring. For example, Shawn Michaels gave Ric Flair a Hall of Fame gift, a nice gold Rolex watch for Ric Flair from the night that he got inducted in the Hall of Fame back in 2008. And then Ric Flair returned to WWE, because of being on scene. I believe it was back in 2010. I think it was 2010. Either it was 2010 or 2009. One of those two. Ric Flair was in the angle with Chris Jericho during the build up for WrestleMania for Chris Jericho's match. And Ric Flair was attacked by Chris Jericho. And Ric Flair was bleeding like crazy. And then Jericho takes out the Rolex the watch, the golden Rolex watch that was given by Shawn Michaels, and Jericho destroyed it. And then and obviously it wasn't real. It wasn't Ric Flair's. It wasn't really Ric Flair's gold Rolex watch that Michaels gave to him as a gift. It was a prop. It was a prop. Same thing with this one. That wedding ring Gargano had that Ciampa threw away was a prop. George, you might have a heel that could surpass it, but creative. Don't let them do that. Do that. I could think of 2 or 3. Kevin Owens, The Miz, and possibly Samoa Joe. I agree. I agree too. And that being said, I'm done. I'm wrapping up from here. Thank you for watching. This has been the WWE NXT TakeOver Chicago 2 review from June 16th, I believe it was. Yeah, June 16th, 2018. Rectify, rest in peace, X. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, is this your first time watching me? Again, my name is Robert Serrano Jr., and I am Natural Born Thriller. Please subscribe. If you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs down. Either way, choice is yours alone. And there you go. And now, after this one, folks, tune in after this one, because after this one, I'll be giving you my WE. Yeah, George Joseph said our peace, and he said rest in peace to X. I agree. Rest in peace to X as well. But yeah, after this, folks, get ready for after this one, because after this one, Money in the Bank review coming up. And folks, on my review of Money in the Bank, it's rant time. Take care. But for now, peace on the streets. I'll see you on my next video. Let the rant begin.